Welcome to Hate to Wait, where two lifelong dieters talk about their current struggles with weight loss. Diets, we've tried them all. We are not doctors, we don't play them on TV or on this podcast. Join our journey because misery loves company.
I am losing my mind. Hello, Emily.
Hi, John.
It's been it's crazy. I mean, Sunday was my birthday, and I got a bunch of birthday wishes, but like after that, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy week. I'm leaving for Toronto tomorrow. I don't travel, so I have all this anxiety. I'm afraid I'm going to forget something really, really important. So I tried that whole thing where you just dump and write it all down on a checklist.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to be working. So I don't know. I'm just going to go. Just plowing through. So how's your week going?
My week is going the same way. We both talked about this before the show, that we're both just overwhelmed with a bunch of stuff. I have my book coming out Monday, and for some reason, that is weighing on me like I'm watching a giant cannonball or a giant wrecking ball just being pulled and about to be let go on me. That's what I feel like. I don't know why. It should be really exciting for me, and it's not. I'm just petrified of this book for some reason. I know. It makes no sense. You're giving me this look like, what?
Well, first of all, let's talk about your book. Let's just take it aside. So you have another podcast, The Story Behind.
Yeah.
It's Beyond. I say behind all the time. I don't know.
No, it's behind. It's
behind.
The story
behind. I say the other one. There we go. Story Behind. Jeez.
We should make The Story Beyond.
Right.
The after show of The Story Behind.
Here we go.
Where I'm just like, oh, I hate everything.
And you made one of the most amazing unboxing videos that I've ever seen. The amount of detail, the amount of, I would say, special effects, I may add, it was just an amazing unboxing video. If you haven't had a chance to go see it, you have to put it in the show notes. Please put it in the show notes.
Yeah, I'll put it in the show notes. This is my unboxing of, I got the advanced copies of the book, and I put the unboxing video on my own timeline and in the Story Behind discussion group. And I haven't gotten it up to Instagram or Twitter yet, but I will. But what I did was I have an app called Photo Lab, and you can just superimpose images into a bunch of different things. And they have things like, oh, there's Angelina Jolie looking at a big poster of whatever you put the picture of. And I put the picture of my book on the wall. And so I had all that, and it was like, and I did this whole fantasy thing of looking ahead to see
Don't
this.
spoil. No spoilers. No spoilers.
But so I put the book in a bunch of different situations on that app, and
it was amazing. I kept looking at it, and I said, I'm in awe. I am in awe of this. This was fantastic. Yeah, I was very happy for you. The book is, if you're in the Facebook group and you're watching this live, the book is behind Emily on her shelf.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So there it is.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for it to come out, and I think it's going to do well.
I think so too. I'm not worried about it doing well or not doing well. I'm weird about being the center of attention in a weird way. And it's like, it's one of those things with the podcast, I'm recording it by myself in my basement and then pressing publish, and like it just goes out there. And podcasters know, most people listen to podcasts while they're driving, doing their dishes, walking their dog, they're doing other things. It's great to hear from people. It's really wonderful to hear from people. There's something about my book, my actual writing, like these are words that I've written down that people can look at, that I'm really anxious about. And I was trying to figure it out with Mark last night, and I'm like, I don't know. He's like, well, I don't understand it. I'm like, okay, well, here's how to act around me for the next few days until October 16th, when the book has been out for a day, and I'll be like, oh, okay, a wrecking ball didn't come and just knock me over.
No.
So I know it's stressing me out. So I don't know what it is, and people have been so supportive. I haven't gotten like, I already know your book sucks. Like, I haven't gotten any of that. And even if I did get that, I'd almost be relieved to be like, all right, there it is. That's what I've been waiting for. Okay, it's over. I'm done. I'm still alive. Like,
So what is it about human nature that a herd of people, I mean an actual herd of people, could tell us all these great positive things, but one person gives us negative feedback, and we believe that person, like we take their word over everyone else's? Why is that? I do it. I know a bunch of people that do it. You're doing it right now. Why?
Yeah.
Why do we do this?
Because it's that whole, we have self-doubt that what we're doing isn't good enough. And as soon as somebody confirms it, we're like, okay, they've confirmed it. Everybody else is wrong, because this is what I was subconsciously thinking all along, is that what I'm doing is bad, or there's something that sucks about it.
Well, first of all, the content is proven because you've already done podcasts about it, and your podcast has grown enough where it has enough influence where people said, hey, you know what? You should turn this into a book. And there's other things in the works that we can't talk about.
Yeah, I don't know if I can talk.
No,
We're
well,
like
let's not even
about
jinx it.
Other stuff. And even then, so to bring it back to weight loss and dieting, it's absolutely affected my eating. It's nice the scale didn't reflect it as much, but also it's Halloween candy season, and I always do the thing the first week of October, Halloween candy's on sale. I'm like, I should buy some now in case I forget. And that is the dumbest thing you can do. I need to wait until October 30th. I'm going to set a reminder for myself next year. No buying Halloween candy until October 30th at the earliest.
Could Mark go buy the Halloween candy and hide it?
It's not about, no, because then he'll know where it is and he'll do the same thing. One thing I do every year, though,
That's on him.
is I buy Halloween candy I don't like. So.
Which is?
Twizzlers. I hate Twizzlers.
Oh, I'll eat them.
I'm not a big Nestle Crunch fan or Kit Kat fan. I know.
What?
Like, people can have that. That's fine. So I buy that stuff because I'm not as tempted. But we found a bag that was Nestle Crunch, Butterfinger, which I'm like, I could take. I could take or leave them. Yeah. 100 grand, which again, I can take or leave it. I do love the caramel.
God,
but
that is my favorite. That is my all-time favorite candy bar right there.
Oh, really?
Oh, all time. Yes.
But the other thing it had in it, and the reason we bought it, is because it has a new product that we've never seen before, which are Butterfinger peanut butter cups. John, they are amazing. Like,
Really?
they have little Butterfinger pieces inside the peanut butter, so there's like a crunch to it, but it's not like totally crunchy like a Butterfinger. It's really, really good.
I mean, I like a Reese's cup and then probably a Snickers bar, 100 gram bar. Listen, I eat them all. I'm not a big fan of any kind of like tart stuff.
Yeah, I could buy sweet tarts too, and those could probably sit on the
Yeah, they
shelf.
would sit there. That wouldn't do anything. But my kids always give me the stuff they don't like, which is stuff with coconut, like a Mounds or an almond.
Oh, I'll take those. I love
that.
coconut.
Yeah, me too. I like that. I like them. So I'm sorry, everybody. We just triggered you. You're on a diet now. You all want chocolate.
Sorry.
Yeah,
no,
sorry.
You know what they should do is they should go to Dave Jackson's Diet Bet, which starts on Halloween. That's what they should do.
Really?
So, yes. And
so is our diet bet officially over?
It is officially over. I got the notification today on my phone. You have 24 hours to weigh in for your chance to win Diet Bet. And I looked at it and I was like, all right, let's just put something out there. There is no chance for me to win Diet Bet. And because I did not lose that weight, I lost some. I did not lose the 10%. No, I did not lose the 4% I was supposed to lose. And I'm okay with it. It was fun. It was motivating. It definitely was motivating. It was a nice way to restart my motivation, I guess. Because I feel like I need that every few weeks of like, okay, I've already gotten into a routine. I'm doing this diet. It's getting a bit boring and I have to challenge myself every few weeks. And honestly, even though this diet bet didn't work out, I may go do Dave Jackson's.
That a girl.
I know.
Get
and I'm
right
just
back
like,
on
there's
that horse.
another $20 down the drain.
Right.
But I can't think like that or else it won't.
So you know what you say to diet bet?
Okay, good. You!
Speaking of Dave Jackson.
Speaking of Dave Jackson.
Yeah.
I owe him a quarter. Every time I play that, I owe him a quarter.
He has royalties on that.
Yeah, he gets royalties on that. So, okay. I understand, like, the diet bet that's coming up, and I would like it if it wasn't. I would do it if it wasn't so. I guess I could set up to do. Maybe I'll do the 30th one. Maybe I'll go try to win some of my money back.
I know. That's the other thing is the people in our diet bet. I have a feeling maybe two.
Well, I know I didn't. You didn't.
Yeah.
And then two other
I
people.
think maybe two people will be splitting that $200 plus pot.
Look at that. Well,
I know.
Hey, that's nice.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So if they do split that, like,
or no, there can there only be one? No,
there can only be one.
It would split. It would be split between whoever actually loses their 4%. And I know Dave Jackson was working really, really hard. So
he might end up winning the whole thing.
He might.
We'll have to bring him on here.
Yeah.
We'll have to have him come on or send us audio if he can't make it or something to tell us what he's spending his $200 on.
Make it good. Make it food worthy. Make it like a delicious dinner or new clothes to fit into.
That would be great.
Yeah. That's another thing is, so I went to a wedding on Saturday. The wedding, first of all, the wedding screwed up my window because I forgot at weddings that food is so spread out. It's not like, here's the app and then the meal and then the cake. Like it's a 6-hour thing. And it starts with the ceremony where you're just like, okay, I'm getting hungry. And I've told you about the Connecticut thing where Connecticut people eat before they go anywhere. I didn't eat before I went. And that was stupid because by the time it came to appetizers, I was starving. And I stuffed my face with bruschetta, which was the appetizer. It was like a bruschetta spread. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to fill up on bruschetta. Nope. Because then there was another hour or so before the meal came and before you started eating the main course. And by the time the main course came, that was when my window was supposed to close. And I was like, well, I guess the window's staying open today for a while.
Somebody give me something to prop this window open with.
Yeah. So that was my mistake. I really should have eaten before I went. I should have done Connecticut manners and eaten before I went somewhere. And I didn't for some reason. So that was a problem.
Okay. So here's the story. So this week was my birthday. All right. And my daughter makes my mom's lasagna rolls, which I love. No one can make my mom's lasagna. What many women have tried, none can do it. My daughter makes them just like my mom. They're amazing.
Aww.
And she never even got a lesson. So that's why I say it must be in the genes or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or she channeled my mother. So I was feeling kind of melancholy. I'm not even 100% sure why, but so I wanted that. I just wanted lasagna rolls. And she goes, what do you want for a birthday cake? And I said, you know what? Let's do brownies because everybody likes brownies. My family's weird. Some like cake, some don't. So we said, let's do that.
I ask for pie every year.
There you go.
Just get me a birthday pie.
So we did that. And then the night before, I have a poker league. And usually what you do for the poker league is you go over there, you give them $10, and they put out this amazing spread of food. And I was a little nervous about that. I was supposed to eat, but I didn't get a chance to eat beforehand. And I went to the poker game. So they had baked chicken, which was good. And they had meatballs, which I didn't use the roll. So I put some meatballs on and I put some cheese over and I let the heat melt that down and all. But here's the thing. She knows my weaknesses. It's my friend's wife and she's amazing cook. So she has this two stuff. Once it's like this pumpkin dip, which is like, it's like a light, fluffy pumpkin pie filling. Okay, that you can put on a graham cracker or a piece of apple, whatever.
Yeah, I've had something similar.
Right, I said that's so good I would lick it off a homeless person. It is so so good. Then she made this thing, which was a caramel creamy thing with oats on top that you would dip an apple in, and that was all right. So I didn't eat the pumpkin spread, and I tried the thing with I'm like, it's an apple. I tried the caramel thing, and I was like, oh, I had two of those. But there's a whole line of brownies and a whole line of homemade baked chocolate chip oatmeal cookies and all that. I stayed away from all those. I ate the chicken, the meatballs, and I had 2 pieces of apple caramel dip. So I considered that a win. The next day for the lasagna, I would probably say less than I would normally eat on my birthday. So that was okay. But then when it just seemed I could not get back on the wagon again. Maybe it's because of the anxiety of the trip. Maybe because I've been working like crazy. I would eat like at 12 o'clock and then I would miss my 4 o'clock because I was working like crazy. And then I would get upstairs and I was actually nauseous because I had not ate anything. So with that, I was like, screw it. I'm going to try to eat something. So I've been eating, I had like cheese and some peanut butter and stuff just to kind of hold me over. But I think that for me, once I make that step off the wagon, I can't seem to get back on. I keep jumping and I just can't seem to, like, throw a leg up and then I fall off and then I throw a leg up and then I fall off. So
I just picture a cartoon version of you chasing after a wagon with the little dirt clouds coming off your feet and just trying to jump and just missing it a little bit.
The cart's barely moving. It's just like barely moving. And I'm trying to, it's like watching Curly from the Three Stooges try to get on a cart. Yeah, it's crazy. But again, it's just one of those things where I think the anxiety is driving all this.
Yeah, and for both of us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's crazy. And I hope that when I, once I get up there, because for a while there, I was like, hey, you know what? This intermittent fasting works great because I'm not even thinking about food. And to be honest with you, I don't really think about food when I'm outside my window. We need a music for that. Outside my window. So anyhow.
I just picture a very random Melissa Etheridge.
Yeah.
Like outside my window.
Yes, that's exactly that's what popped into my head. When I can't eat any food outside my window. When I'm
hungry too.
I'm in a horrible mood.
Yes.
There we go. Something like that. So I just think like the anxiety drives the eating disorder that drives. I haven't really binged, but I haven't really been a good boy.
Yeah, that's where I am right now. I haven't done a binge, but when I get to the end of, say, lunch, the funny thing is the appetite correction part of intermittent fasting has set in. So like we have a new panini maker and we got sourdough bread for it because we love sourdough bread, but the sourdough bread pieces are huge. They're actually, for one slice, it's 120 calories. And I realized I have to cut that in half and make that a sandwich, because if I make just 2 slices of bread with all the turkey and cheese, about halfway through, I'm done. I'm just put it down. But the funny thing is, I want more flavors. I'm like, I'm done with this. I don't want to eat anymore, but I want other flavors in my mouth. And then that's where the fun size Halloween candy comes into play. So I have to stop that.
Yeah, it's weird. Like my co-host from the Brilliant Observations podcast, Melissa, her husband bought a Instapot. And I found out that there's these accessories that you can put in an Instapot, which is like what's the thing where
is it a bundt pan?
It's not a bundt pan, but it's a spring pan where you take it's a spring pan. And you can actually make cheesecake. Well, if you can make cheesecake in there, you can make keto-friendly cheesecake in there. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what? Yeah, it's amazing. So, I have to do more cooking. I figure when I get back from Toronto, it'll be back to business as usual. My life will calm down. But like right now, there's so many balls in the air, and I'm not very good at juggling.
You know what I want? I want a week where it's just normal and I'm bored. I would love a week where I'm bored and there's nothing coming up. Like, I love the stuff that I get to do. I've been on a weird podcast tour. Like, I've been on a few different podcasts and doing their interviews. I'm really excited and I love doing it, but I want just a week where we don't have something with the kids that we have to do, or some family activity, or I have to drive my mom somewhere, or just I want a week where all I have to do is be a mom and do all that stuff and work, and that's it. And I haven't had a week like that since I don't remember when.
You know what? It's funny because, okay, so I had all these things I was going to do all my work on the weekend. All right. So I was going to get all my work on the weekend. And then one of our members, Dave Jackson, he was doing something at night. He's like, I'm testing this out. Well, you know me. I'm like, hey, I'll pop in. Let's shake it down. And he's like, hey, I don't have a co-host for the Ask the Podcast Coach tomorrow. Would you want to be the co-host? I was like, oh, what? Are you kidding me? Yeah.
I know. You got a bucket list item right there.
Yeah. So I jumped up in the morning. I'm all nervous because, this is big time. This is big time for me. Okay. And I was on there. You were in the chat room and all the people that I know and like all my podcasting heroes in a chat room, and I'm actually on the show and trying not to do something stupid or have anything go bad. So that. I got done that. Then I had to quick edit. Then I had poker that night. Then the next day I had to edit. Then I went to, so it was like every time I started to get into a groove, something else took me out of the groove.
Yeah. And it's not a bad thing. Like doing that, exactly. I would drop everything to do something like that. Yeah. And there are things like that. But even this morning, trying to get started, I had an hour when I got down here before we recorded, and I was telling you, I was like, it was one of those mornings where things just kept popping up like, oh, you know what? I should move all these papers over here. Let me clean off my desk a little bit. Oh, my mouse needed new batteries. Let me run upstairs, throw out the other batteries, feel guilty about throwing out batteries because you're not supposed to throw them in the garbage, but I don't remember what you're supposed to do with them. Find new batteries, bring it back downstairs. I'm doing my laundry, trying to figure out if the water is running on that. And by the time I finally sat down to do the work I wanted to do for that hour before we were recording, it was 10:40. And I'm like, well, I have to get on in 20 minutes.
No sense in,
I don't want to start something that I can't finish.
I know.
Right. You know, it's hard. And especially with ADHD, where it's like, if you are in that zone where you're productive and you're working on what you're supposed to be doing, you don't want anything to distract you from that. You kind of have to take it when it comes. And I've told my husband that before. I'm like, listen, if you see me with my head down doing something, unless the house is on fire or something's going on with the kids, like, just let me be in that bubble. Because, you know, if you come over and you see me on Facebook, you know, kick me off. But
well, see, it's funny. I just this week that has come up a couple times where it's harder for women. Like everybody thinks women can be interrupted at any time. Where men, we say, "Hey, we can't be interrupted. Don't interrupt us." Yeah. And women are like, and we think that we can interrupt women at any time. And I don't think that's fair because you got things going on in your life too. But I think here's the funny part. What you just did, I think, is exactly what women need to do. They got to say, hey, listen, I'm going downstairs. And unless something falls off somebody, don't come downstairs.
Yeah. And it's hard to say, too. It's weirdly hard to say that because you feel selfish. I've talked to like a lot of women about this and even men. It's sometimes, especially if you're a parent, it's hard to say, hey, I need to get this done when, you know, I can hear my son upstairs and I'm constantly getting that guilt of, oh, I should be spending time with him. He's only this young once. But I'm like, wait, I need to feed him. I need to make money so I can feed this kid who's growing up so fast.
Yeah. I mean, I get all that. But men have no problem telling their wives that, hey, this is for work. You're going to have to handle the kids while I get this done.
Yeah.
But for some reason, women do. And here's the other thing. Guys are like, oh, I can't handle this. Where is she? You know? And then women have to say, listen, you're an adult. Go over there, handle it, and try not to kill our kids.
Well, it's funny. My husband was looking for something. He was like, oh, let me go out to the car and look for it. And I was like, you know what? Let me go out to the car and look for it because I don't mean this disrespectfully, but you're going to look for it in the car and you're going to come back and you're not going to find it. And then I'm going to get a sneaking suspicion and I'm going to go look for it in the car and I'm going to find it in like 2 minutes.
That's true. That happens. Yes. I get that.
You know.
Yeah, no, I get that. I've lost a set of keys here that I have not been able to find for the better part of 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of just let me do it that I think. I mean, I don't want to put gender roles out there, but it for a lot of women it becomes okay, just let me do it because it's easier if I just do it, even though it takes more time. I don't know.
I hear you. Okay, so we've had a bad week.
Yeah.
Why don't we get into some people that have had a pretty good week?
Oh, I can't talk about one win from the wedding because this is actually what set me off on the wedding topic was I had bought a dress 2 months ago for this wedding because I was like, I don't have any dresses that fit me anymore other than the one dress that I keep wearing to every single wedding. So every picture of me has been in this dress for about 2 years since gaining the weight. So I'm like, I just need a new dress. I bought a new dress. I got it. It fit 2 months ago. And then come time for the wedding, I put it on and I realize I look like I'm wearing a green sack of potatoes. It is loose. It was so loose.
So is that a good thing?
That's a good thing. It's a bad thing because I spent money on a dress that I never got to wear, but it's a good thing because I had to go into my closet. Actually, that day it wasn't a good thing because I'm like, great, I have 4 hours before the wedding and I'm thinking in my head, all right, do I just wear the other dress again? Should I just, fine, I'll wear the other dress again. And then I saw another dress in my closet that was always a little bit bigger on me when I was, quote unquote, normal size, which I mean is in like the size I've been plus or minus 20 pounds. So I put on that dress and I told my husband, I'm like, do me a favor, zipper this up because I couldn't reach it. If it doesn't zipper, don't worry about offending me. I'm not expecting this dress to work. And he zippered it up. And I couldn't believe it. And I got to wear a dress that I hadn't worn in 2 years.
Wow.
This wedding. Yeah, I was really, really excited about that. Yeah.
That's worth it to die right there.
Yeah. So I was happy about that. But let's talk about other people's wins. So Jen walked 8 miles on Saturday. Wow. And I know she's actually one of my Pokemon friends. So I know she was.
That is unbelievable.
8 miles.
Yeah. Charlene just had their Canadian Thanksgiving and didn't gain. Plus, it's Shark Week. How's this a win? I'm sorry. Also, have been sticking to my exercise routine. Lift for amazing program. Okay.
She didn't gain during Canadian Thanksgiving, and she didn't gain during Shark Week. That's an amazing win.
Okay, I got it. All right.
Yeah.
I was like, it's Thanksgiving and Shark Week. I'm like, how is this a win?
That would be a win for me. If Shark Week fell during Thanksgiving, that would be the perfect time to have Thanksgiving for me. Mm-hmm. Is all that comfort food just sitting there on the table?
That's true. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
I think Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
It is my favorite holiday.
It's eating. There's no gift giving. You don't have to give gifts. You have to see your family, but it's like the precursor to the Christmas drama. So the Thanksgiving drama doesn't really happen, but Christmas, you kind of see the warm up or you kind of see where it's going for the next month. And anyway,
there you go.
Sarah also survived Thanksgiving and only had a small piece of cheesecake. And there's even leftover cheesecake in the fridge that she hasn't touched yet. So # winning.
That's amazing. How does that happen? There's no way that cheesecake would stay in there with me around. I am a cheesecake eradicator. Michelle is feeling terrific, losing weight and supporting fellow bariatric patients. She has a support group in Facebook with over 270 members. Wow, that's really, really good. Comfortable in a size 18 from a size 28 in May.
Yay!
That is amazing. And importantly, she's feeling and getting healthier every day. There you go. That's amazing.
Yeah. Michelle, I'm going to put a link to your Facebook group in our show notes. So if anyone has also gone through bariatric surgery, actually, no, because I think it's for a certain month. I think it was like August 2018 sleevers, something like that. But I'll still put the link in if anybody is interested. So Chris is down to size 18 jeans that she hasn't worn in at least 5 years. She's down 24 pounds. Oh, she's down from a 24 in January. So that's amazing. Wow, we're like the size 18 club now. I like that. Summer is still sugar-free since September 1st. She's about to board a plane for 4 days for LA. For some reason, I couldn't remember what LA stood for. I was like, Louisiana? Where she'll be near the best ice cream shop on earth. And she asks, can I have one scoop without derailing completely? She says, your thoughts and prayers are appreciated at this difficult time.
There you go.
So good luck, Summer.
Brendan hit a personal best in the squat of 132.5 kilograms or 292 pounds. Wow. That is slightly more than his current weight. In January, when he started the training program, he was hesitant about including the squat. While I know I have a lot of strength in my legs, I've had issues previously with my glutes not firing properly and my squat collapsing. That sounds horrifying and painful all at the same time. So there you go.
Yes. Great job. He is also the one with the blog we talked about on last week's episode.
Yes.
So go check that out. Angel walked 30,000 steps on Wednesday. 30,000 steps. Wow. To catch up and beat this dude on a Fitbit challenge.
There you go.
And around 25,000 the other days. Wow, that's amazing. See, I'm so proud of myself when I get 8,000, you know?
Wait, that's like 55,000 steps in 2 days. Can you do 55,000 steps in 2 days? Apparently you can.
Yeah, good job, Angel.
Annette said, since my puppy found his walking legs, she's managed to hit her step goal every day this week, 10,000 steps.
Aww. Julianne walked 12,000 steps every day. Sleep has been good, and she swam in the sea over the weekend, which all sounds great. Wow.
That does, I mean, we should have there should be a step club in here too. Everybody's doing all the walking.
I know. I keep forgetting to put a Fitbit post in. I will put a Fitbit post in for people who want to be Fitbit friends.
Deborah said, sadly, I've got none, but I'm glad for the rest of you have wins and keep it up. Hate the waiters. Hate the waiters. How about that?
Hate the waiters. I like that.
Sorry, I shouldn't have read that, but.
Oh, I like that. I like that word. Connie says she's back on track after an emotional eating week last week, and she's happy that she didn't give up.
Now, there you go. There's it. Because even though we had a bad week, ate a lot of food. What about this? Hate to Wait the musical. So, even though we've had a bad week, we're still here. We're still doing it. It doesn't, it's just a small setback. And I know for sure that if it wasn't for Emily, this podcast, everybody in the Hate to Wait Facebook group, that I probably would have fallen off the wagon and went right back to my old eating habits and gained all the weight back. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah, this group is so amazing. And that's the thing is, even though I'm really, really just fatigued with everything social media, this group is the only thing that I look forward to. And I like opening up my Facebook app. Actually, I have a new app that I use for Facebook and Twitter called Metal.
What?
And it's called Metal, and you can look at both, and it's just cleaner and it's less memory, and I don't know if it's for Android only, but anyway. So with social media fatigue and everything, I'm so glad to have this group where it's nice. It's always nice to be here. And people have been posting memes and funny things that make me laugh.
I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in the Facebook group. There's a story about a 70-year-old Pokemon hunter who uses 11 phones to catch them. I was like, are you kidding me?
I love that. Yeah, so we do have some wins. We have a lot of wins. Good job, everyone.
Right, and we're almost at 100.
Almost at 100 people in the Facebook group.
So if you know somebody, tell somebody.
Yeah.
Try to get us to 100. That would be nice.
We have some stickers we can give away, too, when we get to 100. I've just been holding on to them, but we have Hate to Wait stickers, and ones that say butter with a heart around it and carbs with a heart around it.
No, circle / I don't know.
We love that stuff. All right.
All right. So are we ready?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds
good.
I'm ready.
Let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time for the moment you have all been waiting for. It's time for the weigh-in.
It was interesting because you said, hey, next week, let's get the 50 pounds lost.
I know, John.
You jinxed us, I think. I don't know. Well, let's see. How did you do since it's the week of the odd, or the odd week?
Yeah, it's an odd week, so I go first. I am the same. I gained 0 and I lost 0, but I will take that as a win.
There you go.
What's really weird? This is just bizarre. I've never seen this happen before. I got on the scale this morning when I first woke up after going to the bathroom, and I was 2 pounds heavier. And I was like, all right, okay, I'll come on Hate to Wait and I'll talk about it. And then all I did was change my shirt. All right. After about 3 hours, I did my walk, my, quote unquote walk between the kitchen and the living room for about an hour, caught up on emails, got some water in me. All I did was change my shirt, and I was down 2 pounds. Those 2 pounds went away. I don't know where they came from when I woke up, but they went away by the time I got back on the scale right before coming down here. So I was like, okay.
I'll take that. That's
Exactly. I still don't know where I went. Because it's not like you can walk off 2 pounds. Like, I understand that. I got to 5,000 steps, but that's not 2 pounds. So it was so weird. I just want to yell at my body sometimes. Like, what do you want? What is your deal?
I feel the same way. All right. So for me, I'm up 3.
Okay.
I'm up 3 because of, I guess, the weekend. I was up 6 when I got on the scale, because I always get on the scale Monday.
Yeah.
I was up 6, and I was like,
So there you are, Tubby.
I was like, oh, you. And again, I don't even know why I was up 6. I mean, was it really the lasagna and the brownies? I mean, could that really make me retain
Were you
that much?
inside your window?
Nah, well, I was like right at the edge. Like the window was closing. I was like pushing through. I was trying to get my feet through the window. Yeah, so I was like right there. It was right before the football game, which was like 4:20. And you know what? I didn't even eat. Well, I guess it was in my window because I hadn't had anything to eat until then. So it was in my window.
Yeah.
But I guess,
I think
I'm
it's
not 100%
nerves
sure.
too. I feel like anxiety gives you weight. It puts weight on you.
Or maybe it just won't let me release or burn as much. Or I'm not 100%
It's
sure.
actually, no, that probably makes sense when you think about it, because why do we hang on to fat? It's because our body's worried that we're going to lose it and have no nutrients. So when, primitive us, a saber-toothed tiger comes, oh no, we won't have enough energy to run away from it in that fight or flight mode. So any sort of anxiety for us is holding on to that weight because, oh no, our primitive bodies are probably saying like, oh no, they're anxious. That must mean a saber-toothed tiger is around and they're going to need the strength to run from it. So let's hold on to all this weight to help them out. It's like, no, just...
Well, thank God there's no more saber-toothed tigers for the simple fact that if a saber-toothed tiger came around, all I would be a tasty meal.
Yeah. I don't even know if I could find a slower person to run with.
Me.
No.
Me. You could outrun me. Well, again, here we are. And we've done this before. But again, it doesn't define us. This does not define us. It just is a little bit of a setback. I figure next week when I get back on the wagon again, maybe there'll be a whooshy. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. So next week, I shall be back from Canada. And we should be back hitting it hard. And we'll see what happens. And thank you so much to everybody in the Facebook group. And again, we are only 7 members away from the big 100. I want to be in Wonderland with members. Yes.
With our group members?
Yeah, I think that would be great. And you can do that by going to actually sending somebody to hatethewait.com/Facebook. And we are also on the Twitter at hatethewait.
Yep, at Hate to Wait.
There we go. WEIGHT, hence the name. All right, everyone. We'll be back here next week. Keep doing what you're doing. Bye.
Bye.